So I just brought Wikipedia because it's Wikipedia. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you can rely on this for sure.
But it's just this is how this is a mainstream thing. People who've been listening to the show know about it. I've written about it a bunch. But talking about the sky being weaponized, this is going back to Vietnam, Operation Popeye. Well, I don't have to read it. You guys know what it is. They tried seeding the clouds to create to accelerate typhoons, in monsoon season. I mean, to flush out the Viet Cong from their tunnels during the war. This is something they've been thinking about for a long time. So the militia is going after more I think it sounds like they're going after things, like machines that are trying to manipulate the weather. And we were doing it in the sky then, and this is not. By the time in the 60s we were doing this, I think the hurricane thing I was talking about earlier was happening already at least a decade, maybe 2 decades before this.
Well, in Vietnam, wasn't it reported too that it was just like a Noah's Ark situation with just 40 straight days of rain?
Did you say Noah?
Yeah, the bad kind though. But
Yeah.
but they tried again playing God. It was an insane rain, and I think it's out of hand. The hurricane they tried bombing, or they did bomb. According to them, the papers, the hurricane veered in a way they didn't expect it to. So they might have actually tweaked it, and it went and did some destruction in a place it wasn't supposed to go. But again, weather patterns, as far as I know, do weird things sometimes.
And that's a testament to the fact that you really, no matter how hard you try or how good you get at it, you can't control a force of nature.
No.
It is never going to be you will never have a leash around that thing. You're not going to be able to walk it around like a dog. Nope. It's going to take a life of its own, and it's going to do what it wants to do.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about that. So the only thing you can hope to do is push it in the direction that you want it to go and just hope for the best.
Right. It's like that video. I saw that video recently went viral of the people diverting a stream into the ocean. Just that started out really small, and they were just digging away, and all of a sudden, it became a huge issue.
Surfers do that to
It was surfers actually. I was watching doing it.
They actually don't want you to do that, obviously, because it completely just erodes the beach. But when you see just from just a couple of scoops in a small stream, the next thing you know, you've got a full-on outlet river that is crashing into the ocean, and this will wash you out.
Yes. It was crazy.
They got their speak into the mic a little bit more. So they got their footage towards you, more the other way.
This way?
Yeah.
They got their footage. So surfers were doing some pretty sweet moves, and then the beach just gave way.
Yeah, and then that's it. No more beach.
Yeah. And You're done. That's like a little Operation Popeye, and then we've just been using the sky for so much. It's not good. The sky's been under attack for a minute. Operation Sea Spray. We, the government, the collective we, the taxpayer. This is when in the 60s, I believe, maybe 50s, we sent bioweapons into the air. We sprayed chemicals I forget. Can you look it up actually? I forget exactly what they sprayed in the sky over San Francisco. Did you hear this story? Did you know about this? And people got sick, really sick. And this is how the government was training on how to take care of a bioweapon emergency. So let's just deliver one and see what happens.
That's scary.
and I think it's Sea Spray.
That's a live test scenario.
Yeah. So Operation Sea Spray was 1950. So for context for those listening, this is just a few years after we hired a lot of people who were Nazis in Operation Paperclip, who also like to do weird experiments on people, like the Japanese were also doing, and like ourselves. So it was like a match made in heaven after World War II. So Navy's secret biological warfare experiment in which I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to say it. Seradia without my glasses. But globally, can you say that one?
Bacillus.
Globigi.
Serratia.
Bacteria.
Yeah. Whatever that is, it sounds bad. It sounds like something we shouldn't put in people. Anyway, it's a bacteria, and it was sprayed over the San Francisco Bay Area in California in order to determine how vulnerable a city like San Francisco may be to a bioweapon attack. I also this is just Wikipedia. It's way worse than this, but this is Wikipedia's very watered down version. There has been speculation that the experiment may have contributed to 1 death and at least 10 illnesses, but no link has been demonstrated. Oh yeah, because the government will let you know that it was actually not that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
This thing we were doing.
I mean, San Francisco, I guess, has been going downhill since 1950 here. So.
Literally, yeah. Have you ever tried to park there? It's insane.
We were just talking about
I haven't been there, but it is literally. I've watched what is it, Vertigo, that takes place in San Francisco, the Hitchcock film.
Is it?
I think it is. I could be wrong, but the hills are insane. Full
and
house.
also like, you know, we talked about the poop map a couple of weeks back, you know.
Yeah. Oh man.
Gross.
So, you know, this is what we do. The other thing, you know, not saying I don't condone violence. I'm just saying the people out there should keep in mind that Bill Gates is trying to block the sun. So another thing about the sky being under attack, you can look up SCoPEx. That is Bill Gates' wet dream on how to tackle climate control. And it's literally blocking out the sun with dust. And the government is like, not a bad idea.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this what they claim killed the dinosaurs?
Yeah. If you believe in dinosaurs, for those out there, yeah.
God, don't get it started, Brandon.
This is something that they say in that narrative is one of the theories, you know, that caused like the Ice Age and stuff.
The meteor, I think, struck the now Gulf of America.
Thank you.
And created the crater that is the Gulf of now America.
That's right.
And dust filled the air and didn't settle for
and
X
maybe
years.
That's just a story the elites created to then make this sound like a appealing thing to save us. That doesn't make sense at all. But I don't know. I don't buy that.
I mean, there's some information attributed to carbon dating and layers of things that they found that just had absolutely no business being there.
Oh yeah.
You know, so there's that to look at. But like, it just makes you wonder, you know, like, oh yeah, hey, you know, Big Bang Theory, boom, there it was.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, well, that's convenient.
It's that easy. But that all goes back to like the religion of science that we're dealing with, whether it's the doctors or the scientists who run this country. So I think we're in a bit of a technocracy right now. You know, technocracy being a form of government that's fully run by engineers and scientists. And we saw that during COVID because all of a sudden they're in charge. You know, someone like Fauci is the head of a technocracy, or part of it, you know. He was the expert. That didn't go so well. And we're seeing that happen now again with this administration. A lot of experts, a lot of, like I said in the beginning of the show, AI overlords infiltrating and taking over. But, you know, this Bill Gates stuff, this guy he says he wants to save the world, but it seems to be the exact opposite. Like, he wants to save the world the same way they wanted to test bioweapons in San Francisco. And I already think right now in San Francisco, our government is, I don't know why it's San Francisco again, but they're already sending up dust into the sky to try to do their own version of SCoPEx. Did you pull up the SCoPEx article?
Yeah, I think I did. Let's go. Well, it's also like, you know, where the tech people live now, and Elon Musk and all, you know, it's all in San Francisco. Well, I guess Elon Musk is.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Who wrote this? Where is this?
Forbes.
Look at Forbes, and when is this?
Is that Forbes?
2021.
Yeah.
I'll just read a little bit of this. I forget what Inverted World book this might have been in. Maybe the first one. Probably the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Microsoft's evil billionaire. Imagine if they said that. That'd be amazing. Microsoft's super villain, evil billionaire founder Bill Gates is financially backing the development of sun dimming technology. And this is back in the news. So this is from 2021. This is literally, they're talking about it again now. And this is Bill Gates, the guy who's making mosquitoes to like track your DNA. In my opinion, he's making mosquitoes to steal your blood and bring them back to make a personalized bioweapon. But we'll get back to that some other time. The stratosphere controlled perturbation. I can't even read today. Perturbation. How do you even say that word?
That sounds good.
That sounds wrong.
It does.
Experiment SCoPEx, launched by Harvard University scientists, aims to examine this solution by spraying non-toxic calcium carbonate dust into the atmosphere, a sun-reflecting aerosol that may offset the effects of global warming. This is amazing.
Doesn't aerosol eat the ozone layer?
Right? Weren't we told that the 60s and all the hairspray ate a hole in the ozone? Widespread research into the efficacy of solar geoengineering has been stalled for years. Oh, I wonder why. Due to controversy. Opponents believe such science comes with unpredictable risks, like bombing a hurricane, not knowing where it's going, or spraying bacteria into the sky, including extreme shifts in weather patterns not dissimilar to warming trends we already are witnessing. Environmentalists fear that a dramatic shift in mitigation strategy will be treated as a green light to continue emitting greenhouse gases with little to no changes in current consumption and production patterns. Alex, is there a video of him talking about this? Could you I've never actually seen Bill Gates talk about it. I'd love to see this little lizard man in his sweater talk about blocking the sun.
I mean, they make it sound like a deterrent, but they're also making it sound like it's a backup plan.
Right. Oh, of course. I mean, that's what all these like tech villains do.
You know?
Yeah, that's what they all do. It's like Elon talking about Mars. You know, like he almost wants
another
Earth
interview
to be destroyed. Because he wants Mars. Like he is talking about how we only have so much time left, and his thing goes back to the sun as well. Just recently, he was on Fox News telling I forget that guy's name, but telling the host the sun's going to eat us, so we have to go to Mars. Like, oh man.
I mean, with stuff like this happening, I'm starting to want Mars.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't it. Shit.
Sorry,
everybody.
It doesn't work. It's okay. If there's not, I was just curious. Like, I haven't really seen him discuss it. I've seen him talk about mosquitoes. You've seen the video where he sets the mosquito loose in the.
No, I haven't seen that.
Maybe that's one to pull up. In a crowded auditorium.
The
Sorry,
mosquitoes
Alex,
thing is new to me. I haven't heard of that yet.
The mosquito thing. I mean, he has been breeding mosquitoes, and he's also maybe it's not him doing this part, but there is someone, I think, using CRISPR, like you were talking about earlier, with the science to create all these weird bioengineered animals. I think they're using a CRISPR technology to create mosquitoes that don't have the proboscis. Is that the word?
Proboscis.
Proboscis, tomato. But it's a mosquito that can't draw blood. Imagine that. So like, what?
Isn't that a mosquito's entire purpose?
What's the purpose of
draw blood?
Why'd you even make these things? What do you got here?
This is
Alex?
the best thing I could find. I don't know if he's talking about exactly
well,
what we're talking about.
Let's just hear from Bill Gates.
Okay.
Let's see what he has to say.
Without substantial change getting the greenhouse gas emissions down, we are on a path to large increases in the planet's temperature. You hear a lot about the progress in reducing the cost of renewable energy to make electricity. But generating electricity isn't the only contributor to climate change. It accounts for only about 25% of all greenhouse gas emissions. With greenhouse gases, you have the electricity sector, but you also have manufacturing, transportation, agriculture, buildings, as well as about 10% from other sources. We need innovation, going out there and finding inventors across all these different areas and understanding their energy R&D activities to make sure that they have a path from their laboratory to scaling up into very large numbers. For electricity, wind energy and solar energy, prices are coming down. So the electricity sector has to either be able to store that energy or have other zero emission sources to maintain the reliability that we all depend on. Manufacturing. Here we're talking about all the stuff we buy. Furniture, beds, the cars themselves,
go back.
All of those things.
Can you pause on
Just
him on the mattress thing?
Cars themselves.
Who is he on the mattress with?
Furniture, beds.
Okay.
The guy also. Wait,
so there's a guy on a mattress on a painting behind him?
I was going to say, is that the painting of the guy that's on the mattress, but he's laying on a couch very sexually?
With Bill Gates?
He's a provocateur.
Is this from Epstein Island?
This is disgusting.
This guy is so disturbing. I don't know how people look at this guy and be like, he should save the earth. This is our only hope.
He's a billionaire. You can trust them all.
This soft lizard man. Okay, we can hear a little more from
cars themselves, all of those things, just the very process of making cement is CO2 emitting. There's a lot of embedded energy. We'll have to change the way that we do that manufacturing. Transportation. Immediately people think about passenger cars, and they are a big part of that. But transportation is quite broad. We've got railroads, we've got ships, we've got planes, and so every one of those has to get to zero emission. Agriculture. This is a category that often people forget about. Cows actually emit quite a bit of methane, which is one of the more powerful greenhouse gases.
He's cow Hitler.
So inventions like artificial meat may have to play a role here.
Oh my God.
Buildings.
Okay, we can stop there. Let's just stop at the artificial meat thing. This guy wants to block the sun, and he also wants you to have artificial meat. Because the cows fart too much. How is this not just hilarious to everybody?
They put the dust in the,
Couldn't he use the cow farts to block the sun?
Maybe.
Don't give him any ideas.
Maybe we're onto something.